Today, I'm going to show you how I built these landscape stairs, basically for free, because, and I say this with pride, I am a cheap bastard. So here's the deal. I'm down here at the trailer pad in Washington, also known as Zone 1 of our future permaculture empire. The trailer pad was built up to be level, which means the back side of it is over 3 feet above where our storage Quonset lives. And no one in my family has any patience. Rather than walking around, we choose to skid down the embankment, eroding it and kicking gravel everywhere. So we need some stairs. Now, I'm not willing to spend money on this. Luckily, I hoard materials like some kind of a redneck dragon, so I knew I had something I could use. It just took a little scavenger hunt around the yard in Boise. I have a bunch of old, cut-in-half 55-gallon plastic barrels laying around. Originally, they were supposed to be a water-conserving way of growing potatoes with Oyas. That did not work out, because I live in Idaho. Potatoes already really like the ground here. I think a combination of my desire to overcomplicate things and spending far too much time watching YouTube gardening videos was a culprit. But instead of admitting defeat, I'm going to do what any reasonable person would do. I'm going to repurpose the failure into a completely different project so it looks intentional. My husband and I cut the barrels into 7-inch tall rings, basically making big plastic donuts. Each one becomes a stair riser, and honestly, they're kind of perfect for it. They're lightweight, durable, and free, which, that part is my favorite. The next step, I laid down a gravel base at the bottom of my stairs. Nothing fancy here, just enough gravel to level things out and give it some drainage. If the water sticks around, everything turns into a muddy, slidey mess, and we don't want these steps sliding around. Then I set each barrel ring into place, making sure that they're roughly level. Are they perfectly level? No. Are they up to code? Also no, but we're aiming for good enough right now. Each tread is a little over 11 inches deep, which is actually really comfortable for walking. After each step was roughly in place, I filled each riser with larger stone to give it structure. The stone comes from up the hill. The kids and I made lots of stone collecting trips up and down the road to grab chunks of basalt to build up underneath and both sides of the stairs. And then Goblin topped everything off with a layer of pea gravel. Now we've got a nice walking surface that drains well, looks decent, and gives no indication that it used to be a failed potato experiment. I have a lot more work to do in this area. I'm planning on making some retaining walls for the embankment, maybe earth bag, maybe gabions, I'm not sure yet. I'll probably also make a handrail for these steps, just so they're not so dangerous for me and any other klutzes in the area. But all in all, this was a super simple project. And honestly, I'm happy with how they turned out. They're not perfect, but they work. And most importantly, I didn't have to buy anything, which once again, is kind of my whole personality. If you've got random materials laying around in a slope that needs stairs, give this a shot. Worst case, you end up with a different project later when this one doesn't work out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Probably fixing something else that I already built.